went to bleeding races, 'twas on the 9th of June, 1862 on a summer's afternoon. I took the bus to Banbury's and she was heavy laden. Away we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to bleeding.
You're watching Toon Army TV. Welcome back to the channel. This is the video that you've all been waiting for. My Premier League predictions for the new up-and-coming 2020-2021 season. All opinions are of my own. So if I do put your club in a place where it shouldn't be, don't get all worked up about it. It's just a bit of fun. The new season is going to have plenty of ups and downs. There's going to be a surprise package come the end of the season. That always is. Now, if you're new around here, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 3,200 subscribers on YouTube. I'm less than 5 away now, so your help would really mean the world to us, and it would really go a long way to helping the channel grow in 2020. Also, hit that notification bell so you never miss a video from myself. Let me know your Premier League predictions down below in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd look forward to seeing them. And I will be predicting from 20th place to 1st place. Let's jump straight into it. In 20th place, I'm going to go with West Bromwich Albion. They're going to finish bottom of the Premier League now. I've got nothing against Slavian Bilic. I've got nothing against their fan base. I just look at the current squad. They only just got promoted last season on the final day. It could have been them or Brentford. West Brom at this moment in time, I don't think they have enough quality in their squad. They're going to have to try and strengthen it. I don't think they're going to score enough goals. I don't think that they're going to do too much at the back either. I feel like they're going to concede goals with their current squad because they're making that step up. Slavian Bilic is a great manager and he's done well, for West Ham in the past. Can he show his Premier League experience over the course of the season with West Brom? Well, that remains to be seen, but he's going to need backed, otherwise they're going to be in big trouble. They're going to have to try and win a lot of games at the Hawthorns. If they could do that, they've got a chance of staying in the Premier League come the end of the new season. In 19th place, I'm going to go with another newly promoted side in Fulham. Very similar to West Brom, it all goes down to squad quality. They got promoted via the playoffs, beating Brentford, so well done to them. It's good to see ex-Mag Scott Parker in the Premier League as a manager. How is he going to do? Well, it's going to be a difficult one for them. Very similar to West Brom, the squad. Is it going to be good enough? Yes, they haven't spent a lot of money this time round. They've been very quiet, actually. They haven't released a home kit or an away kit. By the time this video drops, they might have done. But in terms of what they've got, Mitrovic, is he going to fire for them? He's very hitty-missy from what he was, like at Newcastle. I think with Fulham, they're going to have to try and add, strikers and just quality in midfield to get them, going forward a lot more. I feel like Fulham are going to concede a lot of goals. I don't think they're going to score enough goals. Craven Cottage is a great stadium, one of the oldest stadiums in the Premier League, and I always look forward to going to Craven Cottage. Yeah, it's going to be a difficult one for them. I don't think they're going to do much in the season, so I think they're going to finish 19th. 18th place, I'm going to go with Aston Villa to complete the relegation zone. Now, that's not down to hate or anything like that. It's just they didn't do enough last season. They only just survived on the last day, getting a draw at West Ham United. Bournemouth went down as a consequence. Now, the manager's going to need backed. If he's not backed, then they're going to struggle. They're over-reliant on Jack Grealish. They need that focal point. They need a striker who's going to get them double figures with a bit of experience. Otherwise, they are going to get caught out. I don't think they do too much at the back either. They conceded a lot of goals last season. They need to work on that as well. The only good thing that goes for them is Villa Park is, one of the well-known stadiums. It's got a good atmosphere. It's a fortress, and if they can win some home games, then you never know, they could stay up come the end of the season. Now, 17th place and just surviving the drop is Crystal Palace. I wasn't impressed with them last season, and the only reason why they have survived the drop is because of Saint Eze from QPR. Zaha is going to have a better season unless he decides to leave. If he leaves, then I think they're in even deeper trouble. They're going to have to keep a hold of Wilfried Zaha. Eze, he's making the step up from the Championship to the Premier League. I think he could do it, but it's good to know that they've got that focal point going forward and they can get goals from somewhere. But looking at their side, they still lack a bit of quality. I remember, was it the last 9 games of the Project Restart? They lost something like 7 games in a row, which was really poor. Just as well they were safe, but if they weren't safe at that point, they would have went down because their form was really, really bad. And I'm sure a lot of Crystal Palace fans can speak for that. In terms of going forward, well, Roy Hodgson, he's a very old school manager. Is he going to survive the full new season? I don't think he will. I could be wrong, but I I don't feel he's the manager to lead Crystal Palace going forward anymore. In 16th place, I'm going to go with my club, Newcastle United. We did finish 13th last season, but I don't think we're going to finish there for the new up-and-coming season. I think we're going to be worse off. At this moment in time, we've only got Andy Carroll as we're only fitting out and out striker. Dwight Gale's out for up to 3 months. We've lost to Bravka for the first month of the new season. It's all going horribly wrong at the football club. We don't score enough goals. We've conceded a lot of goals last season. We also had injuries left, right and centre as mentioned. And Callum Wilson has been linked with the club, but if we do not get a striker in, then unfortunately we are going to be in that clutch of 6 to go down at the end of the season. I don't care what anybody says. In 15th place, I'm going to go with newly promoted club Leeds United. Now, a lot of fans have got Leeds to finish potentially top 7 because they're spending money. They've got Rodrigo from Valencia. Leeds United are a big club. Welcome back to the Premier League. I do like it as a club. Good fan base. And I don't think the fans will mind me putting them 15th place because for me, it's their first season back in the Premier League after around 16 years. It's a long time. It's going to be difficult to know where to put them. I hope they do have a good season. Ellen Road is a fortress, one of the best stadiums, in the country, very intimidating. They have got a decent manager there in Bielsa who will want to try and get them in that top 10. There's no question about it. He's a no-nonsense manager and he'll get them playing. And he demands as well. The owners are very ambitious, which is great for them. And I do believe they're going to win a lot of games at Ellen Road. But I think, for me, first season in, it's all about stabilising and keeping yourself in the Premier League and then going from there. I think they could have an even better second season if they survive in the Premier League. That is not a guarantee. In 14th place, I'm going to go with West Ham United. I think they're going to finish a few places above from the season before. David Moyes, full season in charge now. I know they've got a few problems with the owners and the squad's not the best. Haller wasn't really doing too much for them last season. They had to sign Jarrod Bowen from Hull in the January. He was scoring a few goals and he's starting to find his feet now. But, they have got some real leaders there. They've got Mark Noble, who is a good midfielder, good captain, likes to get forward. I think West Ham, they need to score more goals. That's their problem. If they can score goals and they can get that Olympic Stadium into a fortress, then they could be a lot higher than 14th place. In 13th place, I'm going to go with Sean Dyche's Burnley. Burnley, a very decent side. They do get a lot of stick because they play boring football, but it doesn't matter. If it gets results, then that's all that matters for a town like Burnley who, every season they're punching above their weight. They don't spend a lot of money. They did finish 10th last season. I don't think they will finish there, but I don't think the Burnley fans will mind me putting them in 13th place. I think they'll be happy to stay in the Premier League and keep fighting on and keep making, the Premier League money. And it's going to help the town out as well financially and for where Burnley is. Sean Dyche, at one point, it did look as if he was going to leave Burnley, but I think now he's staying and he's settled. He's got some decent players, to work with. Chris Wood, Ashley Barnes, they're all experienced Premier League players, and I believe that Turf Moor is going to be a fortress for them. That's going to be where they're going to win a lot of games. They do actually win a lot of games on the road as well, so Burnley could be a strange one. In 12th place, I'm going to go with Sheffield United. Now, they did finish in the top 10 in their first season under Chris Wilder. They had a great season, and they have now lost Dean Henderson, who had a fantastic season for them on loan from Manchester United. He's now gone back there and signed a new deal. And they have actually signed Ramsdale from Bournemouth, a very similar type keeper. A good bit of business by Sheffield United, but I think they're going to get sussed out by a lot of clubs this season by the way they play. They're very counter-attacking. They like to play, 3 at the back, 5 in the midfield. So they are a very direct side. Chris Wilder, he's now got another season in the Premier League and one of the better managers, I would say, and they were playing good football last season, but I have to say they're going to do enough to stay in the Premier League. I think they will win games at Bramall Lane, and that's going to be their fortress as well. In 11th place, I'm going to go with Southampton. Now, they had a very good end to last season under Ralph Hasenhüttl after a nightmare start, losing 9-1 to Leicester City at home. Good on them that they kept a hold of Ralph Hasenhüttl because it's easy to sack your manager. Danny Ings was fantastic for them. The only concern I've got for Southampton, though, is if Danny Ings gets injured, then they're going to start plummeting down the Premier League table. And the reason why they've done so well towards the end of it is because Danny Ings obviously done so well and was scoring, double figures, and he got into the England side, so well done to him. I do believe that they're going to have to add another striker to the ranks in order to try and climb in that top 10. It's possible, decent side, and Southampton is a long way to go for a lot of clubs as well, so I do expect them to have a better season than last. also in terms of results. In 10th place, I'm going to go with Brighton. Now, this will be a surprise to a lot of you guys. Brighton, for me, I think they've signed some decent players, Veltman and Adam Lallana. I think Lallana is the big one for me. He's got Premier League experience at Liverpool, winning the league, winning the Champions League, winning the Super Cup. So for me, they've got a player there who he's very comfortable on the South Coast. He used to play for Southampton. He's done well for them. He's the type of player that they need to go forward, because last season they did struggle to score goals, and with his presence in that midfield, he'll get them ticking by going forward. He'll get them higher up the pitch, and Graham Potter will be demanding more goals from his side. And Brighton is a long way to go. They are a fortress down at the Amex, and they're a decent side. They could either finish 10th or they could finish bottom end, but for me, I'm going to take a risk and put them in the top 10. Now, in 9th place, I'm going to go with Everton. Now, I know they've signed some decent players like James Rodriguez, and it's Carlo Ancelotti's first season, proper season as Everton manager. He's a good manager. They've got a decent side, but I just don't think they're going to have enough to get in that Europa League spot for the next season after this. For me, Everton, they've still got to work on their attacking forwards. They need to try and bring in some more quality. Also, Jordan Pickford is a red flag as well. Not saying that because he's a Mackem and I'm a Geordie. He just makes too many mistakes. I mean, when we played Everton at Goodison Park, we were 2-0 down, and then we got it to 2-2 in the space of like a minute, because he makes very poor decisions. And I know Everton fans are very angry with Pickford, and they say he makes too many mistakes. That's the reason why I don't put them in the top 7, because of him. And he needs to work on his game big time, because if he doesn't, I believe he will get dropped. Now, in 8th place, I'm going to go with Leicester City. They're going to miss out on the Europa League spot due to the fact that they are in the Europa League spot. They started to get found out towards the end of last season. They had the Champions League spot in the bag up until the second half of the season when Manchester United caught them. Brendan Rodgers, has he been found out tactically? I will probably say yes. But because they're in the Europa League, it's a long season for them. And the longer that they're in the Europa League, the longer that they're going to take that seriously. And when the games come thick and fast, when they've got the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup and Europa League at the same time, it's going to take a massive toll on their side. Of course, Jamie Vardy, he's getting older now as well. They can't over-rely on him. But they have got quality, they have got players that can, win and change a game. They've got James Maddison, they've got Thierry Mons. Obviously, they've lost Chilwell to Chelsea. They're going to have to replace him. They have got Sunchu at the back as well, decent centre-back there. Kasper Schmeichel in net. So they will be there and thereabouts, but I'm going to put them in 8th place. In 7th place, and to finish 7th for the 3rd consecutive time, is Wolverhampton Wanderers. I do like that Jota, Ruben Neves, Jimenez, forward lineup. Wolves have got some great players. They've got a good manager, Nuno, who's been working ever so hard. He's taken them from the Championship, and they've just taken the Premier League by storm. And yes, they are ambitious as a club. Last season, they finished 7th, despite going on a very good run in the Europa League. That is very tough to do, because when you're in the Europa League, you tend to start climbing down the league because the games come thick and fast. But for them, they're very strong, and they're very unfortunate not to be in the Europa League again. Not because they lost to Sevilla, but because Chelsea lost to Arsenal in the FA Cup, and 7th place normally gets you that if one of the top 4 clubs win the FA Cup. But Arsenal, of course, finished outside of the Europa League spots, and that's why they got that final spot. So unlucky for Wolves, but I think this time they can finish 7th, and I think if they do finish 7th, they will potentially get a Europa League spot, but not always guaranteed. But a very good side nonetheless. 6th place, we're going to move into the Europa League spots, and I'm going to put Arsenal now. I think they'll finish a few places higher than last season. They're a good side. They have made some decent signings in Gabriel, just to name a few. Arteta is a good manager. He's starting to get it together, but it's going to take a bit more time, a bit more recruitment from those at the top to get Arsenal back to where they should be. Arsenal, a big club, a very demanding club. They should be doing a lot better than they are. All the good times starting to come back under Arteta. They won the FA Cup, and they've also won the Charity Shield. Well, that remains to be seen for the new season. Of course, they have to keep a hold of Aubameyang, one of the best strikers in the Premier League, one of the most paciest in the league, and can easily get you 15 plus goals in the Premier League season with the right service. They're going to have to sort some of the problems out in the background, with the likes of Mesut Ozil, for example, but they have got a decent side on paper that can win games. They have got the Europa League to battle with, so I do believe with that they're going to miss out on the Champions League. But you never know, if they win the Europa League, then they could get Champions League come the end of the season, but we know what the Europa League can do for a squad. They're going to have to really build as well this summer to be ready for the new season when it comes to battling in the Europa League, the FA Cup, the League Cup, and also potentially trying to win the Premier League title. That could be a long way off, but you never know. In 5th place, I'm going to go with their rivals. I know Tottenham Hotspur finishing above Arsenal. I'm going to get a bit of stick from Arsenal fans, but listen, I don't think Tottenham will get Champions League. Mourinho, it's his first full season as the Tottenham manager. He's going to want to massively recruit. They have brought in Doherty from Wolves. That's a decent bit of business for them. I just think with their side, they're going to have to try and keep Harry Kane fit. If they could do that, then they've got a chance of going one better, getting back into the Champions League. They have got what it takes to do so, but keeping Kane fit is going to be the big one. They had a few games the previous season where they were losing games to clubs who they shouldn't have lost games against, but it's going to be a real battle, I would say, between Arsenal and Tottenham if they're both going to go for that Champions League spot. Very similar to Arsenal, their rivals. They've got Europa League to contend with, the League Cup, the FA Cup, and potentially trying to go for the Premier League title. It's possible. Mourinho is one of those type managers where he wants to win a trophy at Tottenham Hotspur, and they've got a very good side, Tottenham Hotspur, and they have done for over the past decade, and I'm very surprised that they've never won anything, but who knows, with Mourinho, he's a proven winner, but he's going to have to be massively backed by Daniel Levy to get them into that top 4. I just think that they're going to miss out, but you never know. If Tottenham can put a run together, anything is possible in this league. In 4th place, the first Champions League spot goes to Manchester United. Now, you could say, well, they're going to go for the Premier League title, but it's very difficult under Solskjaer because at the start of last season, they were very poor. But then when they brought Bruno Fernandes in the second half of the season, they were good. And that partnership with Pogba was brilliant. But they still need to add more goals to the game. Martial was good towards the end of the season. Rashford needs to add more goals to his game. Lingard doesn't look as if he has a future at the club. I still believe that they need to add more quality as well. And also with them having Champions League, having the League Cup and the FA Cup to contend with, will they have enough in the tank to go for the Premier League title? Well, that remains to be seen. In 3rd place, I'm going to go with Chelsea now. Chelsea, they have strengthened this season. They've got Timo Werner, they've got Ziyech. They're a very good side, a rich club, backed by Roman Abramovich. They will be challenging for the Premier League title, but I just don't think they're going to have enough to win the Premier League title for this up-and-coming season. Just because you've brought in high-quality players from a different league doesn't mean that you're going to win the Premier League title. Now, don't get us wrong, Timo Werner was one of the hottest prospects in Europe alongside Eric Haaland, but I just feel like it's going to take a bit of time for them to gel, to understand what Gerard Lampard wants of them. And I feel with Chelsea that with them having Champions League as well to battle with, the Carabao Cup, the League Cup, it might take its toll on them, but you never know. They will be up there challenging for the Premier League title, but I just don't think that they're going to do enough to win the league, unfortunately. But they will get, in my opinion, Champions League come the end of the season again. And also, you never know, they could win this season's Champions League. It is possible with that side. In 2nd place, I'm going to go with Manchester City to finish 2nd for the 2nd season in a row. I just think they're going to be going for the Champions League trophy. That's what their owners want. That's what Pep Guardiola wants. They've got a great side. I think they're going to have a very good start and middle to the season. I think towards the end of it, they might start petering off towards trying to win that Champions League. When the games come thick and fast after Christmas, they've got games beyond the group stages and knockouts. Of course, they've got a decent side. They've got quality. They've got the likes of Aguero, Jesus, De Bruyne. I just feel as well missing David Silva, letting him go to Real Sociedad is a big blow. I think, yes, he's getting on. I understand that, but he makes them tick. He gets them forward, and I still believe he could have done a few more seasons at Manchester City. But listen, I don't make the decisions at Manchester City, and you never know. Yes, they will be challenging for the Premier League title. I'm not saying that they're not going to win the league, or that they haven't got a chance of winning the league. Of course they have, but I just don't think that that's going to be their primary focus for the new up-and-coming season. And that's what the Man City fans demand, is to win the Champions League. With the hundreds of millions that goes through that club, that's what they need to be going for. You never know. They could win the Premier League and the Champions League. They could win the lot. They have got the capabilities of doing that. But in 1st place, I'm going to go with Liverpool. I believe they're going to do the double. Liverpool won the league comfortably last season, and I feel like they're going to do it again. I don't think anybody is going to touch them. I don't think anyone's going to get anywhere near them. For me, they've got one of the best squads in the Premier League. You could argue Manchester City as well, but if you look at last season, the way they were going, the way they were winning games, carving defences open like they weren't even there. You look at Jurgen Klopp, he's a tactical genius, absolutely fantastic, a brilliant manager. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he's made Anfield into a bit of a fortress. A shame that they couldn't celebrate the title with the players coming in the season due to what was going on in the world as we currently speak. But Liverpool with Mane, Firmino, Salah, that is a deadly forward lineup, and they had the likes of James Milner firing as well. All-type player, but you look at Virgil van Dijk at the back, you've got Alisson in net, you've got Trent Alexander-Arnold. What a squad. I mean, if only we had that type of squad, it must be an absolute dream to watch Liverpool at this moment in time, but I'm going to back them for the double. I don't think they're really going to focus too much on the Champions League. I mean, they've won it 6 times. The cup competitions, who knows what they're going to do in that, but I think Jurgen Klopp will want to try and, make more history at Liverpool by winning the Premier League back-to-back, and I believe they've got what it takes to do that. So that is my Premier League predictions for the new season. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Let me know in the comments your Premier League predictions for the new season. And like I say, it's only a bit of fun. The season, I am kind of looking forward to it, but not really. But if you are a Premier League fan watching this and looking forward to the new season, let us know what you think your club's going to do. And let us know if you're going to buy anybody who's going to make your club better. But to end the video, if you could please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 3,200 subscribers on YouTube. I do apologise that it's a long video, but that's what happens when you go through 20 clubs and you give a brief description. But like, subscribe, comment down below, follow me on social media, TOON ARMY TV, and I'll see you all in the next one. See you later.
Hey,